I wish I could show every single moment I have suffered through this whole thing, but most of it wasn't filmed, mainly because my phone's taped to the mirror. Welcome. Today we're going to go over this tooth demon look, as well explain why I have teeth in a jar. And I didn't know where to put the story moment, so I just put it in the beginning, and I'll just use captions to explain whatever's happening. I think you guys are smart enough to put together on your own. As well, stay tuned for the end for me trying to be entertaining. Let me know if it entertains you, and let's get on with the look. This look of a tooth demon all started back in April when I got my wisdom teeth pulled. Then the following two YouTubers led me to the decision of trying to convince my surgeon to let me keep my teeth, mainly to see if they would actually give them to me, because when Makara got her wisdom teeth removed, they didn't let her keep them. And to follow it up, there was Lex's wisdom teeth video where she said, so that's what led me to do this look today. When I told the surgeon I wanted to keep my wisdom teeth, he was a little confused, saying they don't usually do that, but with enough persistence, he let me have my teeth. He also ripped out this nugget of a baby tooth I had for about 4 years, which I did point it out to him, but I didn't expect him to actually take it out, which I was kind of sad about. Just for how long I've had it with me, it's sad to part with it. Well, I guess I still have it in the jar. Also, when he found out I was left-handed, he kept saying how he needs a tall left-handed female surgeon, which the other workers with him seemed to get on the joke, half joke, not joke. I can't tell how serious he was, especially for how often he brought it up before I blacked out. Now, I don't know the use of being tall and female when it comes to surgery, but I actually have nothing else to say about this. Moving on to the character. The idea I had for this was, what if there was pretty much a Krampus version of the Tooth Fairy, where when you lose a tooth, you put it under your pillow, and the Tooth Fairy takes it, leaving you money. But when your teeth don't come out when they're supposed to, this tooth demon comes by and rips them out, disregarding the absolute pain you would feel, leaving you no money in return. Like a lot of folklore back then, this would be a way to scare your kids into trying to remove their own teeth to avoid a visit from the tooth demon. If you have a better name idea, please let me know. I'm not quite sure if I like tooth demon. Now, I have really stubborn baby teeth, so if I lived in this magical world, I would be screwed. I'd probably come to a point where I wouldn't even be fazed by her and have a full conversation with this demon. This would mean everyone would have at least one visit from her for wisdom teeth removal. Anywho, let me explain for some of the decisions I made for this character. For her mouth, I did mostly normal teeth except for her two sharp canines that are coming out through her skin. Not sure how well that reads. While it is supposed to be scary, I also wanted it to give off a beautiful mythical being while being this horrific creature. So I decided to give her some sort of gem on her forehead. But gems don't make much sense with teeth, unless you're thinking of like these gems. But then I thought a golden tooth. Not a literal gold tooth, but gold in the shape of a tooth. I had it held by some sharp teeth. And something that will really help all your teeth, or in this case the gold tooth, really pop out is to do 2 layers of shading. So one is with a lighter color that goes out a little bit more, then one with a darker color that stays more at where the shadow is coming from. And I'm putting teeth kind of all over the chest, some layered. I'm trying to keep it really simple on the chest since I'm going to have my tooth necklace and some chains around me. Here's me pleading for my birds to go away from being on top of the cupboard because I do not want them to poop on me while I'm painting. Apply eye primer, which might smudge out a little bit, but it shouldn't be that bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's more than expected. And don't worry, we'll fix it. I originally started off applying a brown tone, but you can't really see it that well, so you could probably just go straight for black for this look. And I do also use another brush to kind of help me make it more angular, but again, that also doesn't end up benefiting that much, so you could also skip that too. Now, feel free to shame voice over me here because yesterday I made the awful decision to finally download webtoons. And the reason why I've been wanting to do that is because I want to get more of ideas of what comics are like, because I plan on making comics myself eventually. And if you're wondering which one I am reading currently, it is called Unordinary. I heard it has really good fighting choreography, and I have a couple of comic ideas that involve a lot of fighting. Right now I'm just taking yellow eyeshadow, trying to give everything a slight yellow tint to it, which you can't really see on camera, but also if you have any good comic recommendations, feel free to let me know. And right here I'm just shading all the other teeth. Shut up, rooster. Now, like with the gold tooth, we're giving everything that second shading with a black eyeshadow. And when shading the separation of the mouth, don't be like me and accidentally shade where the tooth is supposed to be elongated to the bottom of your mouth. And using that same black eyeshadow, I'm trying to give myself that more evil, angry look. Now here I'm adding a little bit more detail with brown eyeshadow to each root of the tooth. Again, you can't really see it in the video. Now I thought that was basically it, so I applied eyeliner, put on mascara, painted my teeth a little bit more to make them a little bit more white, just to make them stand out a bit more, and then I started painting my horns, and then that's when I realized that I forgot to shade my neck. So yeah, be sure to do that and kind of just follow along your collarbone and your neck intestines. That's not the right word. So yeah, go ahead and fly your horns. Here's me complaining about a knot being in my chain, and then wondering how things could get worse, and it did get worse because then my nail fell off, and I blame it on the fact that I made the awful decision to already put my claws on, and that should have been the last thing I should have done. And the tape was no longer working, so I first tried to use school glue because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use spirit gum on my finger, but that wasn't working, so I just decided to use spirit gum on my finger, and luckily it actually worked pretty fine and it came off. Okay. Ashy? You want to get on here? Oh, no. They do not. They do not want to come. You want to come here? The audio was awful in this recording, so I'm just going to quickly explain. I was explaining that in order to make these videos more interesting, I was considering of going to a drive-thru to catch a reaction. But I didn't want to go by myself, so I was going to call my friend, and if she couldn't go, I wasn't going to go. And I said I was going to delete it if she said no, but she said no and I kept it, so what I did instead is ask my mom what she thinks I should do, so I decided to show my aunt, and here's her reaction. Knock, knock.
No! Oh my goodness!
Pretty wild.
You don't even look. I would never even recognize you at all. Not at all. There's no way.
Were you
Do you want me to take some
pictures?
pictures?
Yeah.
Oh. That is amazing.
They're very fragile.
For 4 hours? Wow. That's a lot of work, sweetie.
That is a lot.
Pretty good. You've gotten very good at it.
I need your picture.
Now, if that wasn't entertaining enough for you, I decided to try to see the reaction of my own dog, see if she could recognize me or what she thought of this look. Oh, there you are, Manny. Manny, hey y'all. What do you think, man? What do you think? Hope that was better. What do you think? Oh no, Monero. No. Okay, that's a sign. Thanks for watching. If you want to know what kept me up that next night is the fact that I was missing one of my claws.